Good afternoon and thanks for joining us right here on Midday Kentucky, everyone. What is the most beautiful Friday outside?
It is absolutely gorgeous.
I'll be honest, we don't always look at the weather just before the show, so did she say it's going to rain on the weekend?
Troy,
You didn't watch it either, did you?
No, I believe it's supposed to rain Monday, but I think
Okay.
we're clear for the weekend.
But I just wanted to double check because yesterday when I walked out the studio at I think it was like 4 o'clock, it was like 92.
Oh, you thought it was hot yesterday?
Oh my gosh.
But there was a breeze. I was
clearly
out
took my
at a
breath
golf
away.
course yesterday doing a.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, it was gorgeous out. It was the perfect day.
Yeah.
Nice and
90
breezy.
degrees is hot for me, people. I'll be honest.
I'm
I'm a
Floridian.
cold weather person.
Are you?
You know that. Like I love skiing and like when it's heat, I'm in the house, fans on, air conditioning on. It is what it is.
I'm the opposite.
All right, you ready to get into the show today?
Let's do it.
Alrighty. A woman decided to post a video online showing the behind the scenes of a Popeyes in Detroit where she works. Now, that video got her fired. You may ask why. Probably because she showed the health violations in that restaurant, such as poor food storage and unsanitary food preparation areas. She decided to make the video after her boss yelled at her for screaming when she saw a cockroach. Now, the restaurant closed on Tuesday and the health department says management is cooperating with them. Here's the thing, Amber. I have a bit of a problem with this.
A huge problem.
Well,
What part?
What part do you think I might have a problem with?
I hope the fact that there's cockroaches running around and there was dirty food.
Well, I just want to
sanitation.
say this. I do not believe any restaurant in America doesn't have a cockroach or two,
I agree with that.
okay? I do believe that maybe she screamed, yep.
Oh, yeah.
Should she have been fired for showing behind-the-scenes video footage? I don't think so. But I also think she shouldn't have showed the video. She wasn't fired for screaming. She was fired for showing the behind-the-scenes video footage.
So you think that even though she didn't do something that's against policy rules there, it's not like they sign a non-disclosure
Yeah.
when they sign on to work at a fast food restaurant. They're not making some huge salary where they really owe their work anything, although I guess on a personal level, you always want to feel indebted to what you do.
Yeah.
You don't think she should have been fired for that?
I think she should. I think there should have been reprimand for showing it on social media, but it also goes in to show what sort of person did you employ that would go out of their way because you were reprimanded. Whether she was reprimanded or not, you should not be showing behind the scenes of what goes on in a business. That's where I have a problem.
Okay, and I can see where you're coming from.
It's almost like a whistleblower.
Well, I can see, but okay, first of all, I can see that you're saying she did it being vindictive.
Yeah.
She wasn't doing it to be a whistleblower
No.
and inform the public that this is a dirty.
So that gets to me.
Okay, I understand
Yeah.
that. But I also feel that once you have a cell phone, you know that anything is going to be, everybody becomes a reporter and you're going to be held accountable for what you do. They obviously were not doing it right because the health department stepped in. Had she maybe done it in a different situation and brought it forth that this place is doing it wrong, would you have felt different about it?
I think you could take a health inspector into it just about any restaurant, any hair salon, any nail bar, and there could be. Now, when I say violation, everyone, just because you get a violation ticket doesn't mean you get closed down. There will be always a violation. I'm sorry, there just is.
Sure.
That's life.
And that's understandable.
Yeah.
I think some of the violations she actually filmed was raw chicken being stored in areas it shouldn't.
Yes,
So
but she was being vindictive.
I
And
agree.
this goes into show. Now, this is the other part of the story that I think it will come to a point where business owners can ban mobile phones in the workplace.
Is that not, is that an option now for
Yeah, I think it
employers
is.
to do?
I think it is. This makes me sound super tough, but I never used to let my staff be on their phones while they were working.
Because you were worried that they were going to film you doing shady stuff?
Maybe.
Uh-huh.
No, but
we're
I used to
talking about
always
those-
think it was taking your concentration away from your actual duties.
And that's
Now,
understandable.
We also have the same rule here, and I want that to be understood. We don't allow floor crew or normally our guests to be on their phones in the studio. Now, we have our phones with us because if we do a social media post or whatever, but it's within reason.
Oh, yeah.
If you're on the phone checking your messages...
We're not calling people.
No, that's not allowed. Because you make mistakes and things go on behind a live TV show that sometimes you're not too proud of.
And well, and that's,
Do you know what I mean?
a lot of times you're not too proud.
So that's what I'm saying. I think it's going to get to a point where employers are going to go, no mobile phones, you can check your phones on your break.
Okay, let's flip it over to the public's view. Would you want to know that you're going to Popeyes and it's gross?
I can't think
it's just nasty.
I can't think of that because I already know in my head that there are some health violations going on in most restaurants.
So you're prepared for that?
I try not to think about it, and if you did, you're going to stay home 24/7.
Very true. You will never eat.
It is. Tell us what you think. Head over to Midday Kentucky's Facebook page. This is something that I wanted to bring to everyone's attention. A 14-year-old boy was banned from doing a drag show at his school's talent show. He says that when he first asked the administration if it was okay for him to do the act, and they said yes, on the day they told him no. Now, was the day before, the no was the day before the talent show, I should say. The school said their decision was based on his age and the nature of his act. Upset, the teen decided to go to school on a non-uniform day dressed in drag, to which the school responded they're happy that he could express himself when it was appropriate for him to do so. Now, this is the young kid you're looking at now, he's 14. A school talent show is, first of all, I wanted to ask you, a school talent show, because it's different in America as it is back home in Australia. I know you would never have been allowed to go in drag and do a drag show at my schools.
Are you asking if we could here?
Yes, and being a talent show, because I have some other facts and figures about this.
Well, times have changed.
Is a talent show money here?
As
Do you get
far
money
as-
from the school
No.
if you win the talent show?
I don't, usually not from the school that
And
I
it's
know
normally
of.
done in front of the whole school, correct?
I mean, it just depends, I guess, on, there's different, you could do it for your class, you could do it for a presentation.
Well, this was for the school. This says the school talent
So yeah,
show.
I'm thinking it was like an assembly and the entire school came on and everybody watched, I would think.
Well, everyone's come out and basically said that for this young boy, for doing the drag show, he should have been allowed to do the drag show. Here's the thing, and I know I'm probably going to get a little bit of backlash on this, but I want you to hear me out, okay? I have a nephew that feels that he should go to school dressed as a girl, okay? Being an openly gay man, I try to understand. I don't think sympathize, because that's their choice.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's no sympathy there, but he has been ridiculed and it upsets me to hear that. And I think he's putting himself in a position to be ridiculed.
So you think if he did not dress that way, he wouldn't be ridiculed?
Yes,
to
I think
begin
the
with?
school has some right to be able to say no. The reason why, this young man is 14, he says his idol is RuPaul. Okay, now RuPaul, if you don't know anything about RuPaul, there's an actual drag show on the TV called RuPaul's Drag Show. Very popular.
It's great.
Okay, and it gives a voice to the drag community. Okay, but there's also a lot of conversation saying that RuPaul isn't always PC. So
Of course not.
if the school had wanted this drag show to happen, maybe they should have listened to the kid of what he was going to sing.
That's what I was just about to ask you. What exactly did his performance entail? Does it say in there, was he doing anything
Well,
provocative
the parents
or
actually
risque?
say no. This is the parents come out and say that it's just a boy dressing in a girl's outfit singing.
Which has happened for years. That's why I ask.
But
I mean,
it's actually
Shakespeare
not, sweetie.
actors.
I
Okay,
know.
so that's what
different.
There's a difference.
Doing drag is different to dressing up as a girl and singing a song.
What is the difference?
Drag is, comedic, going above and beyond.
So is it
entertainment.
sexual? Is that why we're talking about him being a
can
14-year-old
be
boy?
in conversation. Now people come out and impersonate Liza Minnelli, and that's true drag, but there's also the other part.
So it's kind of that hidden underbelly.
And I really don't think it's appropriate. to be doing drag at high school.
Well, I think, what do you think about him defying what they told him? It sounds like he goes to a private school and he wears uniforms
Yeah.
Monday through Thursday, and then it sounds like Friday they're allowed to wear whatever they
Yeah.
wanted. So he showed up on a Friday, I think the following
Yeah,
week,
dressed as a girl.
in drag.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
That's fine. That's his choice there. And this is why I'm saying could be thrown under the bus here, because 1 minute I'm saying that's fine, because that's his choice there for a non-uniform day. And if he feels comfortable in himself dressing as a woman, I'm okay with that, as long as he protects himself.
And it makes sense because he's not performing for the entire
Exactly.
audience. So when you're doing that, everybody.
One of the teachers
there.
came out and said he couldn't do it anymore because the law that says you can do competitions as a drag act, if you're you can't, I should say, if you're under 18 years of age.
So that's kind of the zinger. If there's a law that says that, they have to.
And that's why I'm saying to you, is a talent show class as a competition. See what I'm saying?
I see now. There's a lot of questions, and times are changing. I mean, when we were in school, was this ever something that came
I
up?
remember I did a talent show at school and I dressed up as Mick Jagger.
Ooh.
And I had this flowing Mick Jagger outfit on. And I could say, if you wanted to look at it now, I guess it did look a little draggy because I did have stage makeup on, but I was dressed as Mick Jagger.
That's okay. We
Do you
did
know what I mean?
Prince and Michael Jackson, so same thing.
Okay, so you went as blackface almost.
Well, no, we danced.
Okay,
But
I'll got
big
you.
makeup, which I was going to say, if he does his own makeup,
Well, he does do tutorials
can
on
we
YouTube.
please hire him?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Whew.
Tell us what you think. And, I understand if you... it's a double-edged sword, to be honest with you. Head over to Midday Kentucky's Facebook page. Alrighty, you've probably known the phrase, dogs are man's best friend, but maybe it needs to change to women's best friend. A survey by Purina shows that female dog owners prefer to spend the day alone with their pup instead of human loved ones. And according to another study by Link AKC, more than half of American dog owners blew off plans with other people to be with their dog. I know someone who dumped their girlfriend because of their dog.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. Oh, what do you mean we?
Well,
You know the same person?
I believe so.
Okay.
I'm sure it's happened more than once. This is weird. Okay, I started school as an animal science major with the intentions of being a vet. I love animals. But come on now, you're dumping the rest of your life for a dog?
I can see it. I can partly understand. I do know that you need human contact.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get dogs provide comfort. They help when you had a stressful day at work. You go home, you have something to pet. They love you unconditionally, but it's not going to replace human interaction.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is going to turn into, how we're kind of having a lot of disorders coming out. This could be a new disorder in the future. And I don't.
Dog disorder?
Well, I don't know. Maybe we need to start thinking of a name for people who avoid contact with the rest of the world to spend time with their
I think there
canine
is a name
friend.
for that now, and it's on the tip of my tongue, and I can't think of it. It's when someone sits home all the time. Antisocial?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Recluse, yeah.
Recluse,
Yeah.
yeah, could be that.
But-
Tell us what you think. Head over to Midday's Facebook page, seriously. This is very good, everyone. In Thailand, a 24-year-old bride had to explain to everyone that her groom ran away. Not only did she say this to those in attendance, but also to everyone who was watching their wedding through Facebook live streaming. She and her ex-fiancé had a whirlwind relationship, and I do believe it was for about a couple of months.
It's quick.
And then about a week until the wedding, she found out he was cheating. However, he said he still wanted to tie the knot. Look, this story gets crazy. Then he said he couldn't provide the roughly $6,000 dowry to her parents. So she said they would loan them the money. The embarrassed bride has threatened to sue him for about $18,000 for the cost of the ceremony. And here she is on Facebook apologising to all her guests that she was stood up at the wedding. And I think there was like 300 people
It
at
was
this
big.
wedding.
This is just cringeworthy. The entire, all of it. It's a hot mess.
Should a bride... Okay, so my question here is, does she have the right to sue him?
It's happened before. there have been cases where either
Actually, I forgot about it.
yeah, so this actually is a pretty big issue, and it's interesting because weddings are expensive. You have your family throwing money in for this, money in for this. I mean, we're giving away $30,000.
Yeah.
That's normal. So what if somebody at the altar decides, we're not doing this, or they don't show up? Should they be responsible for that money?
A part of me says yes,
It makes it like a contract.
but also another part of me is like, why would you do it on Facebook Live?
Well, yeah, that
Seriously.
alone.
Why would you put yourself... If it was a whirlwind romance, you found out he was cheating. A week before, he wasn't sure whether he could go through with the wedding
All of
because he
it.
didn't have the dowry.
All
I'm
of
like,
this.
elope, baby.
This is like just there's layer after layer. It's almost like it's made up.
And you know what? And also, this is what I'm saying. I think made up, you just said the word, for Facebook to
Oh,
become...
so you-
I think it's
Ooh.
an internet... I think it's a Facebook thing that she was trying to become...
Like Insta famous.
Yeah.
You think
that's
so?
what it is, yeah. Tell us what
Interesting.
you think. Go over to our Midday Kentucky Facebook page and have a look.